talk a little college football because BC, from an offensive perspective, what are they going to do? And there's Coach right there chilling out with the hoodie. First of all, Coach, a pleasure having you on the show. We look forward to seeing what Jeff Hafley and the boys have up their sleeve coming up this fall. You guys get excited or not?
Oh, absolutely. We're pumped to go and ready to get the guys back in August. We're working pretty hard this June just with recruiting and kind of reinstalling the whole offense that we installed in the spring, but we're excited to hit the ground running in August.
You've been elevated to offensive coordinator, a little bit of a new title. I know you've been there, but now you have a new title next to your name. What has this spring been like for you? What has changed from your perspective?
I would just say, the offense has changed slightly, but I would just say the biggest change for all of us, and it's not just me, is just being able to bring the entire staff a little bit more together and have more say throughout the whole thing. From Coach Wyatt to Coach Chudd to Coach Huggins, Coach Applebaum, getting him back. He's a great part of this whole thing. But just being able to come together, having everyone have a little bit of a say in it, and getting the players to feel like they have a part in it as well, not just being told what to do, but having some say of how we should do things and how we should operate as an offense has been the biggest change for us.
Steve, it's always funny because when we have Jeff Hafley on, he obviously wants to talk defense. He's a defensive guy. I'm like, oh, what about the offense? He's out. The offense will be fine. Our offensive line will be back. But he wants to go into that defense all the time, and he's great. But how about getting back to running the football? Because I always think of BC, of great offensive line play and pounding the rock. And really for the last year or so, maybe gotten away from that a little bit. Are we going back to basics, if you will, in 23?
We are going to do what our guys do best. We will find that out in August, but for sure one of our strengths is going to be that O-line. We dealt with a lot of injuries last year, which kind of forced some of these younger guys into the game, which maybe they weren't ready, but the best thing was we got a lot of experience. Then we got some guys back. We hit the portal pretty hard with a couple guys. Our O-line is going to be a big part of this whole thing. Led by kind of Mahogany and Drew Kendall and Isaac Trapillo. They'll handle their own. They'll have their fun, and we'll make sure that we're running the ball just enough for all you guys.
But also the quarterback position is a spot we're going to be talking about a ton because Emmett Moorhead, look, you were the QB coach, so you've seen him as a backup role, and you've seen him step into that role as a starter. And now, he kind of has the keys as Phil Dracovic has moved on, and Emmett Moorhead has really proven himself. What have you seen from Emmett this spring and just how he's kind of adapted to a new role permanently?
Yeah, I'll take it back to last year when Emmett was kind of forced into the starting role again, talking about just injuries. Last year was a tough year. But he went into the Duke game, and I would say that to give a shout out to Duke, they had probably the best third down scheme we had faced in the 3 years that we've been here. And that put a lot of onus on the quarterback to make checks and stuff like that for protections. And he went into that being a first-time starter in college football and handled it like a professional. He was able to get all the checks. He was able to handle the things at the line. It was never too big or too small for him. We didn't win the game, but he played really well. And he kind of just built the momentum from then until now. He's got the team. He definitely has they have them locked in on him, and he has been a great leader so far. He's definitely the hardest worker on our team, at least one of them. But he's been great, and to see him stay humble and stay hungry, and we're always talking about we always need competition in the quarterback room. He has embraced that as well. So he's been great. The guys love him. We love him at BC, and we look forward to big things from him this year.
Steve, obviously Zay Flowers is going on to a bigger paycheck, obviously, in the National Football League, and is a great story because he could have gone.
You don't think we can get him back?
I thought. Well, you know what? I something tells me that Hafley's looked in to see if he had one more year of eligibility left. I think he's moved on, despite loving the coaching staff and everything else. But he was such a great kid, right? I mean, he just represented everything that BC's about, and it's a cool story for college football because he stayed true to his school and walked it on, right? And he did everything right. Now he's obviously gets drafted in the first round. But now that puts the onus on you guys as far as the perimeter game. We talk about getting back to running the football, and we talked about Moorhead and all that stuff. But what about your skill guys? What did you find out in the spring about replacing a guy like Zay Flowers?
Yeah, well, first let's hit on Zay. What an awesome, awesome competitor, person, leader, everything you want in a player. I mean, he came back this weekend just to pop in, and we didn't even know he was coming. Just came in with a smiley face just to say what's up to everyone. So he's going to be missed in more ways than just on the football field. Um, as far as replacing him on the field, hard to do. It's going to be more of a group effort. We got starting with Jaden Williams, played as a true freshman, true sophomore, coming back for his junior year. He's looking amazing, best he's looked since I've been here. Big Joe Griffin in the boundary. He had a great freshman year, and then we obviously got Ryan O'Keefe in the portal to take the top off the defense, fast as can be. Very explosive over the last couple of years at UCF. Coach Wyatt and him have a great relationship. He's getting better each day. And then we have great guys behind them, and we got a good depth. Dino Tomlin, Lewis Bond, Taji Johnson. The list goes on, and we don't even know what these freshmen that come in this June are going to bring. So, we're going to make sure we put our guys in the best situation possible so that we can just make sure that they're doing what they do well, that they do that often. And that's how we plan on kind of replacing Zay, just by that group effort. But we're excited. We're excited about that whole group.
So when you walked away from spring, and I know now it's weight room stuff and meetings and the little things you can do before you get out on the field full force in the fall, if I were to tell you to pick a word, you left spring ball feeling blank about this offense, what would it be?
Excited. Encouraged. I'm going encouraged. I felt so encouraged actually after spring ball because we threw, as an offensive staff, we threw a lot of football and a lot of different types of schemes and things like that at these guys, and they've done nothing but handled it like pros. They've come in extra from spring to now. They kept coming in. I'm encouraged to know that they are working tirelessly, not only in the building but in their dorm rooms with each other on the field extra. I'm just encouraged that I know that they're going to get it done and they're going to continue. We teach in the spring. We're kind of perfecting it through the summer. And then in training camp, we'll master it so that we have it ready for the season. So I'm encouraged we'll be able to do all three of those things.
Steve, I'm always curious about what coaches do in June because everybody just assumes, oh, man, spring's over with. These guys are chilling out there at the beach. And it's always the exact opposite of what you think. I know recruiting never ends. So what's a typical week like in the month of June for you guys?
Yeah, we'll kind of be invested with our guys Monday through Friday morning, whether it's being down there as they're working out, getting a little bit of work that we can get that we're allowed to do, just kind of scheme, detailing things up, getting ready for training camp. We'll do that kind of Monday through Friday morning, with the evenings focused more on phone calls to coaches, recruits, stuff like that. And then from Friday afternoon to Sunday morning, we have official visits, and then sprinkle in some summer camps in the evenings and during the days throughout those weeks. But it'll be a good grind of no days off for the next 3.5 weeks.
Yeah, no days off. He says sprinkle them in wherever you can fit it in. I guess you'll find time for those little things as well. We all on this network, of course, love our guy, Mark Richt. And I know you're under Jeff Hafley there, and he's a wealth full of knowledge. You have NFL experience. Coach Hafley does too. But I want to know, when you were a GA at Georgia under Mark Richt, I know you spent a year down there. What was the one thing you took away from Coach that you still apply today, especially now elevated to this OC role?
Wow. Just sitting in there. I got brought there 2015 by Coach Richt and Coach Schottenheimer, and at the time, Coach Schottenheimer was putting in a little bit of a new offense, some new wrinkles to what they had been running there. But just being able to sit there and listen to Mark Richt and Brian Schottenheimer just talk about different schemes and different opinions, and there's the best thing about this game is there's so many different ways to do things. And listening to two guys that are two of the better guys you can work for, when Mark Richt and Brian Schottenheimer, they just listen. They really make sure everyone has a say. But just watching those two guys have dialect of different plays and different reads for the quarterback, and different emphasis of each play, and kind of bringing that together and putting an offense together. It was just really cool to watch two very very well, very experienced and very well organized men come together, be able to work together for a common goal and put a great offense together. So all I took from that was how good of a communicator you can be, and how much it helps to just sit and listen to someone who might have a different opinion, and they might have some really strong points to the offense as well.
Coach, I'm assuming that we're conducting this interview from your kitchen. Would that be accurate?
That's right. That's right.
All right. What if you went over and opened up the refrigerator right now? What would be the one go-to that you would reach for right now?
I have pork roll, egg, and cheese with English muffins. I will make a pork roll, egg, and cheese sandwich.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm a Jersey guy. You can't hide it.
I was going to say, I was not expecting that answer at all. I didn't know where you were going to take me or lead me, but I did not expect. That sounds good, man.
Breakfast for dinner?
And there's nothing wrong with
Always.
that. Yeah, when it's legit, when it's legit Jersey food, I guarantee it's good anytime. Anytime.
That's right. That's right.
Coach, listen, man, I know you got no free time because Halfley works you guys like fools. I know how it is. We see Halfley, and he gives you that nice persona, but he's a taskmaster, man. He's a defensive guy, constantly beating up on you. So you tell Halfley we said hello, and we look forward to seeing you down the road here, all right?
Absolutely. I appreciate you guys having me on, and you guys have a great day.
You got it, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
Be good.